Mark, let's get to our headlines. New at noon, all westbound lanes on I-70 in Washington County were closed after a charter bus caught on fire. It caused a major backup for several miles. Absolute headache. Now, the fire took place near Interstate 81. All of those trucks. Now, troopers responded just before 6:30 a.m. for reports of a crash involving a bus, and the investigation detailed that the bus was carrying students from Virginia and was traveling along I-70, and that is when a tire blew out. Now, when the driver pulled over, the bus then caught on fire, and firefighters did extinguish the flames there, but had to be scary moments. The blaze prompting heavy activity in the area. The bus driver and the students all safely evacuated. No injuries, Mark. Thank goodness with this kind of incident, that kind of scene that you see. Thank goodness. The Maryland State Highway Administration did note that closures will remain in place for several hours. DC News Now will be on top of this to hopefully help you avoid any headaches on your commute home.
Haley, you're so right. I mean, you look at that situation right there. Obviously, it's creating, a traffic nightmare for people. But this situation could have had a much worse ending. And like you said, the bus driver and the students on board all getting out safely. Quite frankly, that's all that really matters. Everything else will certainly work out as time moves on. Let's talk about the Commonwealth of Virginia. And right now, it's about the economy, and it is actually doing worse than what many experts actually anticipated, Haley. That's the finding from a new economic forecast out of the University of Virginia. And a big part of the reason why, job loss. Max Marcillo takes a closer look.
This new report says the economy here in Virginia is a little bit weaker than it was a few months ago, and it actually indicates that it believes Virginia's 2026 will be its weakest point, with a rebound happening next year. Here's why it says that. They say the slowdown started in 2025 with a high number of job losses, but the report finds that number is even higher than previously believed. They have it at just over 10,000 jobs. Plus, they find efforts to build more housing hasn't been as successful as needed, with rent continuing to climb and permits declining. The Northern Virginia Chamber says there has been some progress in solving problems related to housing and the region's economy because of actions taken in Richmond. The Chamber says housing affordability, one of its big pillars, and it says 2 bills signed into law by Governor Spanberger could help that.
A couple of really good bills, in particular, reducing the amount of parking that's required at the local level for multifamily housing, and then just a couple bills that allow for more production of housing, particularly the Yes in God's Backyard bill that there's a coalition around of support.
That report from UVA also takes a wide-angle lens, a look at the national economy, and really what it finds is a downward correction. 3 main reasons for that: weaker employment growth, higher inflation, and something we can all see, those higher energy prices. Reporting in Arlington, I'm Max Marcillo, DC News Now.
Well, Mark, really no surprises there. I think a lot of people called that this would be devastating for the local economy here in the DMV in a number of ways when those federal workforce reductions began. And obviously, it takes time to see the trickle-down effect, the people who have jobs supporting federal contractors, federal workers, and the toll that it takes. Now, ironically here, the home sale prices in Northern Virginia, while all of this is going on, they are on the rise once again. So we have home ownership becoming more and more of a lofty aspiration, and yet the economy is making it more and more difficult, at least in the DMV right now.
Haley, is there a time or a period where everything can kind of, even out, where both are good at the same time? Does it ever work out that way?
In my lifetime, I cannot say I have seen that. The best of both worlds for everyone? No. All right, let's bring it back to the district now. From the Washington Hilton Police Command scene and chaos to near the Washington Monument and outside of the White House security checkpoint. All of those sites, the White House security incident last weekend. But all of those sites have been at the focal point of issues for the Secret Service, major security concerns, 3 high-profile incidents surrounding alleged threats to the president and federal officials, all of them unfolding within 1 month's time. 2 of them, innocent bystanders, were injured. And now the Secret Service tells DC News Now that it dedicates significant resources to find and stop threats before violence unfolds, and that the protectees, including the president, First Family, and other top officials, are always at the forefront of their concerns. Now, the service also points to its National Threat Assessment Center, studying behaviors and warning signs associated with targeted violence.
Are these latest threats prompting the agency to review how they operate?
Anytime you have three shootings involving agents in a short period of time, the agency is going to conduct a very serious review of tactics, intelligence, and even protective operations. It does not automatically mean the Secret Service is going to have failed or something has gone wrong. And in many cases, as you're seeing, the incidents are actually a success. They have to get everything right all the time. The bad guys only have to get something right once.
Yeah, Mark, it's so interesting because there are so many layers to this. 3 highly visible breaches of security here within 1 month's time. We do not see every single threat that comes across the Secret Service radar. Who knows what kind of metaphorical missiles they are shooting down and protecting their protectees from on a daily basis, but really an active 18 months for the service?
Oh, absolutely. And, it's not their job to tell us the threats that you're talking about that we'll never, ever know of. But, when you're talking about protecting the president, it is a top priority. If I've had an opportunity to cover presidential visits over the years, and there's nothing quite like it. No. And I remember a few years ago, I'll be very brief, in Hershey, Pennsylvania, both President Trump and Vice President Pence were in the same building at the same time. And usually they like to avoid that for obvious reasons.
Right.
But you want to talk about a fortress of security. And I had an opportunity to meet and actually interview the vice president at the time. And his detail was just as impressive as President Trump's.
Certainly.
So, again, we've had these incidents. And if you go back to the White House Correspondents' Dinner, as upsetting and unsettling that was, that suspect wasn't getting close to the president.
No. So many layers of
no
security
shot.
there.
So many layers indeed.
Yeah.
Hey, new evidence in the case of a missing Northern Virginia mom. Mamta Kafle Bhatt continues to be a talker. She disappeared from her Manassas Park home 2 years ago. Her husband is facing murder charges, but her body was never found. Now, Prince William County police say that they have more physical evidence found on a handheld power saw from the couple's home. Investigators believe that the DNA evidence ties back to her husband, Naresh Bhatt. 3 human hairs and 13 hair fragments. That's what investigators say with the Virginia's Department of Forensic Science say that they found on a saw, giving investigators maybe additional evidence in connection with Mamta Kafle Bhatt's disappearance. If those hairs are identified as hers, it won't be the first DNA evidence pointing to the prosecutor's theory that she was killed and dismembered by her husband, Naresh, in their Manassas home in July 2024. Here, take a listen.
Reading the evidence just further emphasizes that something really horrific happened in Mamta's home. We know that Naresh is still pending litigation, but every time a new piece of evidence comes out, it just paints a very sad picture of what we think happened in that home.
This summer will mark 2 years since she went missing, and police and prosecutors started building a no-body murder case against her husband. Lengthy trial is on the docket for later this fall.
Heartbreaking for the community and for Mamta's family to follow that snowball of information, right? All right, teen curfew is concerning parents east of the river, Mark. The implications of the extended curfew zones and the new crackdown on parents, both of them major focuses at yesterday's Anacostia Coordinating Council luncheon. And as Mayor Mariel Bowser spoke to members on Friday, the mayor issued a public emergency, which allows her to impose extended juvenile curfew zones for 15 days following the announcement. Now, the zones, they were established in Navy Yard, U Street, and more over the holiday weekend. And while she says she isn't looking to criminalize these teens, she did say that parents need to know where their kids are. And she said that the government, the police, cannot force kids to be in safe spaces, but their parents can. You know that, Mark. And still, some parents say that they are fearful over the latest federal crackdown on the teen curfew and possibilities that they could face charges for what their teens do. So, Mark, a lot of moving pieces there, but you've been the father to teens, and you know how stressful that is.
It certainly can.